I'm going insane. No, I give you everything I've got for a little piece of mind.
New Hope art rock weirdos Ween usually prefer to stay in their lane, writing and producing in-house to have total creative control over their oddball vision. But they have, on occasion, been lured out of their cave to engage with the music industry around them. Today I want to take a rapid-fire look at 7 times Ween was featured on projects by other artists, to see if we can learn anything new about the Brothers Brown. The first stop on our tour is Australian indie pop group Frente and their 1994 EP, Lonely. Specifically the track Get Real, which has Gene Ween on backup vocals and Dean Ween on guitar. It's a pretty sweet little track. Fans of Sixpence None the Richer will definitely dig this one. I especially love that halftime section at the midpoint. Lonely also features Frente's cover of New Order's bizarre love triangle. Pretty cool project overall. As an aside, Frente covered Ween outtake I'll Miss You in 1996, the original version of which was only officially released this year on the 12 Golden Country Greats Deluxe. So the timeline is a little fuzzy, but Aaron Freeman is credited as the writer on Frente's liner notes. In 1996, Sean Ono Lennon contacted Ween, asking them to do a track for the remix version of his mom Yoko Ono's new album Rising. A project which would also feature Chibo Mato, the Beastie Boys, Tricky, and proto-boredom's group Hannah Tarash. Gene and Dean ended up choosing Ask the Dragon, and it's a pretty cool remix. The boys took a chilled-out trip-hop track and turned it into an abrasive electro-jazz jam. And of course, you know they had to work in some Stallion references.
Ask the dragon while she's crawling with 8 legs and says, "Don't."
As huge Beatles fans, I'm sure it was thrilling for the guys to work on a Yoko Ono project, even if only remotely. Later that same year, Gene and Dean would feature on yet another release, Kostars Classics with a K. Kostars was a spin-off of pop rock group Luscious Jackson, and their one and only album was engineered by the Breeders bass player Josephine Wiggs. Gene lays down vocals and Dean guitar on the penultimate track, Don't Know Why, a beautiful, heartbroken ballad.
Don't know why you went away.
Apparently, one or both of them were in a relationship with one or both of the Kostars women.
You just recently, well, kind of recently, I guess it's been in the last year, worked with Vivian and Jill of Luscious Jackson on their side project called the Kostars. Tell me how that came about and what your level of involvement was with that particular record.
We were dating them at the time, so it was just natural that we would be over there a lot. And they just one morning at like 3 a.m. we decided to get together and work on the song. So that's pretty much how it came out.
Just you were laying there and said, "Let's a lot of love."
They caught him stealing money from the purses to buy freebase with, and then that was the end of that.
This is, I didn't expect to get so emotional so early in the interview, but I'm a little choked up about this whole thing. Jay, would you take the next question?
I was just going to say, so it's safe to say that there will probably be no more collaborations with the Kostars at this point, then.
Yeah, they'll come crawling back. They will. I know they will.
Well, and after the huge sales of the record, how could they not? You know what I mean? It's like the whole Fleetwood Mac thing. Right. They're coming back and doing their whole tour now. So
they need me.
I'm not sure exactly what the timeline of all that was, but I wish everyone the best. Next we have a weird little project, 1999's Wool by Ben Chatrer. Wool is a whimsical little piece of indie pop, reminiscent of Sparks or They Might Be Giants, that doesn't totally land for me, but it's a veritable jackpot for finding Ween-adjacent features. Andrew Weiss contributes guitar and bass to track 3, What Have I Done? Greg Frey contributed instrumentally to tracks 1 and 2, And track 5, Crispy Crackly Dave, was co-written by and features Dean on guitar and bass. And you can really tell. So if you like silly piano-driven pop rock, feel free to check this one out, but Crispy Crackly Dave is pretty much the only track here that sounds like Ween.
Crispy, crackly
I am so glad I finally get an excuse to talk about Pigface on this channel. Pigface is a supergroup founded by industrial legends Martin Atkins and William Rieflin, which has seen literally 100 members float through its ranks over the years, including Trent Reznor, Steve Albini, Danny Carey, Flea, Black Francis, Michael Gira, Jello Biafra, Penn Jillette, and of course, some of the Ween crew. The Pigface discography is just about as convoluted as Ween, so I'll keep it simple. Check out their 2001 compilation, The Best of Pigface, Preaching to the Perverted, to hear Dean on Mickey No. 1 and Cold, Mickey No. 2, and Andrew Weiss on Fucked It Up. That compilation also features Trent Reznor and Frank Black, so you're winning all around. Pigface seems to be in a hiatus, just like Ween, with their last release being in 2009, but I think I speak for all of us in saying that a resurgence of maybe the greatest supergroup of all time, featuring the rock legends of today like Jordy Greep, Cameron Winter, and Stu McKenzie, would be pretty sick. Queens of the Stone Age's Josh Homme and Dean Ween have a long-time friendship, stretching back to when Caius opened for Ween in '94.
Well, I think there's a band called Ween that I love so much. And early on, my first band, Caius, that was trying to sound like itself but singularly. And I was feeling painted in a corner a little bit by the fact that it had to be in this mode. And we toured with this band, Ween, because who would play anything. Do you know who they are?
Sure, yeah.
They're so brilliant. And they play, Mr. Would You Please Help My Pony? Where you're like, what? What the fuck is that about? And then they'd play Riders on the Storm for 28 minutes. And it was fucking incredible, and they never sound checked it. You're like, you just know this? and what they were was free. They said, and then they did a country record with all these professional hired gun country, and it sounded incredible because they were like, because we can do that. Why can't we?
Yeah.
That manifesting what you love. From being around them and seeing things like that, and then starting this Desert Sessions project, which is what I just put out, where it's just collaboration and it could be anything because it's not all you know, but yet it's you. That's how Queen started, was like, what if you just played anything you thought was good no matter what it was?
As a result, Dean has appeared on 3 of Homme's albums. First, in August of 2002, Dean laid down guitar tracks on 3 songs from Queens of the Stone Age's Songs for the Deaf. 6 Shooter, Another Love Song, and my personal favorite Queens track, Mosquito Song. Songs for the Deaf was a big deal. I mean, it had Dave Grohl on drums, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was somebody's sort of introduction into the world of Ween. Then, a year later, Dean would appear on volumes 9 and 10 of Homme's supergroup side project, The Desert Sessions, contributing bass, guitar, and piano to 5 tracks.
It's all I got when you're in my head, and you're in my head, so I need it.
And seriously, if you haven't checked out Desert Sessions, absolutely do that. I mean, the rosters here are insane. Les Claypool, Mark Lanigan, PJ Harvey, Brant Bjork, and Matt Berry from IT Crowd and What We Do in the Shadows. Josh Homme is a visionary. All of these projects fell within the decade or so where Ween was really trying to network and break into pop culture, before they kind of settled into their own niche and kind of stopped trying? It's so interesting to hear Dean and Gene branching out and putting themselves in new contexts. Ironically, hearing the brothers Ween on other records actually helps nail down what makes Ween so special. And it's a shame they decided to retreat from that world. But hey, maybe this year we'll see the comeback of one or both Ween brothers as a featured act. How about Dean on an MJ Lenderman track, or Gene singing with Alex G, Dave playing bass with Geese? The sky's the limit. And I can't wait to see what comes next. Until next time, stay brown.
You got a fucking Ween t-shirt on. Oh, fuck. I love it so much. I love you so much. You've got fantastic taste. Is that your girl? You've got a Ween t-shirt on too? You're gonna... By the sign of my garment, it's just time for your mushrooms to start kicking in.